Well, good morning, everybody.
Good morning,
Mike Kelly.
all those peoples out there that
That's right.
sometimes listen to us talk about things that are pretty important.
Talk about it. Talk about it.
Talk about it. Heard a
Damn
lot of
world.
crazy stuff this morning that
Damn
while you
world.
and I were waiting for us to go live,
Yeah.
and I'm not surprised by half of it. Wow. It's going to be a beautiful weekend.
Yeah.
There's going to be a ton of open houses out there.
Well, and for the ones that aren't sold yet, right?
Yeah, but most of them are sold. And guess what's happening? Well, the same thing we said that was going to happen. It was going to no longer be a bubble of opportunity, and the opportunity bubble has bursted. That's the only thing that's going to burst in this market. And now you're competing against multiple offers again. Hello.
I'm just changing my audience.
Are you?
I'm just changing my audience. Sometimes what happens is my Facebook for my personal page when we go live, it's like only for Ed, and so nobody else can see it. I'm like, thank you so much, but I'd like to have other people listen to it.
Yeah, true.
All right. So big news today is the current administration thinks that everybody else should pay for people with bad credit.
Yeah.
So basically what they want to do is if you have a 740 FICO score, you're going to pay 1% more costs in your rate to help subsidize low 620 FICO scores conventional by 1.75.
Yeah, that sounds like what should happen in the world.
Well,
we should carry everybody on our backs.
Well, the problem is with this is the fact that we had this situation before. This was back in 2004 where they're like, we got to get everybody into home ownership. And so we just go ahead and do everything, people. And then the whole market fell apart. Right now, most people have a high FICO score. Only 25% has a lower FICO score that we deal with.
Right.
And now you're trying to get other people in there who haven't figured out how to make their payments or do other things on time. I know somebody I know personally who thinks that the credit system is set up for poor people to fail in.
Oh my God.
And it's the same system everybody else has, which is you get a credit card,
you
use it properly, you make your payments, you're good. It's only when you go, oh, I don't need to make my payments. And so what's going to happen now is I'm just going to not pay any of my bills and let everybody else take care of it.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking, maybe I'll take that 740 and drop it down to like a 650. And I don't expect to be buying any homes anytime soon, but at least I won't. Yeah, it's just, that's absolutely ludicrous. That is wrong thinking again. And this is from this current administration.
Of course,
right?
Yeah.
Of course it is.
Everything. This whole administration is about victims.
Yeah. Everybody's a victim.
And if you don't like what's going on, you're racist or whatever. I just saw yesterday the whole thing about the women who don't want to compete against the biological male just because they have longer hair and they say they identify as a female. They don't want to actually race against them, and I don't think they should. It's funny because if you go way back, we were against women taking hormones because they could do better than other women in the same group. But now instead of that, we have a man who has longer hair. This is my opinion
and
only
balls.
If you don't like it. And they actually share the same freaking locker room. They get to look over and see some nuts over there. These women. And it's like, all right, so what they should do is have 3 categories.
Right.
Male, female, and other.
Yeah.
Whatever. I mean,
and then let the two who identify as different genders compete against each other.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not trying to say
that. And it levels
the
playing field for them, really, right?
Right. I mean, I just don't get it myself. So,
well,
I come from, I guess, a different time. And I guess we're losing people because that's not what the show's about.
Exactly.
But the issue really is it's just how this administration is dealing with certain things.
Right.
And if you don't like my biggest thing is the takeaway from this is instead of being there for women that this administration in California says they're there for the other people. And there's more women who need this help than the other people. And I'm not against whatever you feel like or whatever you do. I don't really care. But you shouldn't put other people at risk for losing. I mean, they can't even get scholarships because
Here, let's simplify it even more. They spout equality, but they're not doing anything that screams equality.
Right. It's one-sided always.
Yeah.
All right. Enough about that.
Yeah.
But that's the issue that we're having with the credit thing, right? That's what I was trying to get at is.
Luckily, it's just proposed. And
no, it starts May 1st.
Oh, it starts May 1st.
Yes.
Luckily, I wasn't listening.
It
'Cause
starts May
now
1st.
I'm actually
It's
angrier.
actually going into effect May 1st.
So any buyer that gets into contract after May 1st and has a 740 FICO score or better is going to have a 1.75 point.
no, they're gonna get hit 1%.
Uh-huh.
So it's
So
gonna
if interest is at 5.5, they're going to pay 6.5.
no. It's in the cost of the
Oh,
rate.
cost of the rate.
So it's a 1% cost for the rate. So technically, because they were like, well, in the payment, that's only this, but really it depends. Most conventional loans aren't only 200,000. They're 500, 600,000. It's going to be a lot of money over time.
Yeah. So which dipshit thought of this?
I don't know. Probably Booted Shed.
Oh, no. That's car wrecks are racist.
Huh?
Isn't a car wrecks that are racist?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Buddha gig?
Yeah, I don't know. Not my problem.
Yeah.
My issue is I just don't like this, because if you're going to play in the game, you should play like everybody else.
Well, I can't. Why are you penalizing? Why are you penalizing somebody that works their ass off and pays on time and gets a good FICO score, which is supposed to lower your risk? And it does lower the risk, but let's charge them more to do that loan so we can help the people that don't pay attention to their FICO and don't pay attention to
again, this has
back.
nothing to do with being responsible for what you do. It has to be with, it's not your fault.
So when they close that, when the people that get the advantage of this and they close escrow, do they get a participation trophy also?
There's nothing wrong with participation trophy as long as you still have first, second, and third.
Yeah. Yes, there is.
No, because if you do, hold on, marathons, right? And those, everybody gets a medal that's like, hey, I ran this marathon.
Yep.
But you don't get, if you're first or second or third, you don't get that thing too.
Right.
It's okay to give somebody some stuff for being there. That's okay. But actually just everybody gets the same trophy no, thank you. Let's move on. This is the problem why we are where we are, because of that. And let's move on. All right. Stocks and bonds are mixed this morning. We kind of got off on a tangent because of the new Biden administration's credit program, which is, if you got good credit, you're going to pay for people with bad credit. I don't know how you feel about that. I don't like it myself. All right. So like I said, bonds and everything's all over the place. So median price homes nationwide was 375,700 in March, which increased 2.2% from the previous month, but decreased year over year by 0.9 of a thing, right? What we talking about when we're talking about existing home sales? I meant median. So median home price represents the middle home so basically it's a line that goes up and down depending on what houses sell above it or below it.
Mm-hmm.
Stop listening to the fact that it says it's 0.9 lower than it was a year ago. That just means smaller price homes are selling because people can't afford the payment on the current interest rates. And if they can't really like the payment now because of the current interest rates, just to wait till May 1st.
Yeah. Then other closing costs are going to be higher and they're not going to like it more.
Yeah. So we just, everything we're trying to do now, we're just made it worse for other people.
Yeah.
We don't need more people with lower FICO scores to get into homes. We need them to fix their stuff to get into homes so that when they get into a home, they can keep making the payment forever and they understand what they need to do to move forward.
Yeah.
All right. So existing home sales in March showed a 2.4 decline in sales.
Yep.
Yeah. Inventory levels remain low. Yeah, no shit. The median sales price increased from the month. We already said that. Let's move on. This is important. Homes were made on the market for an average. This is nationwide of 29 days, down from 34 days in previous report. That's not us, of course. With 65% of homes selling less than 30 days, indicating that well-priced homes are selling quickly. God, is this like, here's some softballs.
You think it was a slow news day that didn't have anything to write about?
Well, no, this is 2 days. That's how bad it was.
Yeah.
This is 2 days of stuff. Yesterday and today I'm throwing together. But this is good to know. First-time home buyers accounted for 28% of sales in March, which is
up from 27.
Right, I know, but on average, it's between 26 to 28 all the time.
Right.
Cash buyers, same thing, 27% of sales. We always say that if you are existing homes that are out there, 1/3 is don't have a mortgage. The other 2/3 have the mortgage.
Right.
So cash sales were down. And they say again, it goes between 27, 28, 26 all the time. These two fight for about the same thing. And investors accounted for 17% of the transaction, this was too long to put in one, which was down 18% from 18%, a whole 1%. And roughly every 5 transactions is an investor, and they're still buying.
Yeah.
The only people who
they're
are
buying
not
like crazy.
buying are the ones going, we should wait for a bubble. And that's
Yeah.
the person who would be living in the house. Stop
Right.
waiting for this bubble that we're not having.
Yeah. Those numbers need to increase owner occupied.
Yeah, because if the investors we need investors to drop to 1 in every 10.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's the only way we're going to have people in homes and stay in homes forever. If we keep these investors like, hey, this market is the greatest time to buy because all these people are going to have to rent, and we're going to shove them in these renters in places, and then we're going to slap a sign on the beginning of the complex and call it Pottersville. So I like Pottersville, don't you? You tell that's my thing.
It's one of your favorite movies. So the rental thing brings me back to the guy screaming out in front of Save Mart the other day about, hey, you want to sign this petition to increase rent control? And, I wish I could spend more time conversing with him and letting him know that what he's going to do, exactly what the last rent control did, was actually caused landlords to raise rents as many times as they possibly could, just because they have to, and they're limited to what they can do. Gone will be the days of the landlord, the little mom and pop landlord that said, hey, I've got a great tenant in there and I know I'm like 500 under market because we put in laws and restraints on them. So what would happen if more rent control? Okay. And this is the greatest thing. You're going to create an adverse effect as well. And you're going to see all these moms and pops that are single or two home owners of rentals, put them on the market, sell them to people who are going to own or occupy it, and take those rentals off the market. So then what do rent prices do? They go up. So you're going to have the exact opposite effect of what you're trying to accomplish. The only way you're going to accomplish lower rents is more homes, more places to rent.
Less demand for them.
Yeah.
So if we can get less the demand,
but
I know, but if you lessen the demand for rentals by getting people into houses they can buy,
right,
that's how rents are going to slow down.
Right.
The less, when you don't have a demand for something, it doesn't go up. The demand for everything right now for housing and everything is what the problem is.
Huge.
Yeah. And as this is not political, but as we keep having people come across our borders in the millions, where are they living?
Exactly.
That's the problem. Where are they going to live? They're going to take up space. We already are over encumbered. I mean, just have too many households that normally create 1.9 million a year.
Yeah. And I know we have a lot of people leaving the state, but we don't have enough people leaving the state to counteract people coming into the state.
Right.
It's mind boggling. And I'm not very smart. But these other people who claim to be experts in these fields, and they can't be an expert in the field because they've never done it. They've never experienced it. But they're going to write legislation. They're going to write legislation that's supposedly going to help people with their blinders on and their earmuffs on, so they don't listen to anything.
No, they listen to themselves, thinking that they're going to fix
the Central Valley Association of Realtors, at least locally, we try to keep an open conversation with anybody in the city council or in the county board of supervisors. If something comes up that is going to be adverse to the public, we want them to come to us, or we want to be able to go to them and give them our 3 cents. Inflation. It used to be 2 cents. Now it's 3 cents.
I thought it was 1 cent and went up to 3 cents.
No.
It's so expensive.
It's probably, the information is probably worth 1 cent, but you have to pay 3 cents for it.
All right. Well, all right. So a couple more things before you keep going where you're at. Initial jobless claims rose by 5%. 5,000. Continuing claims rose, which means people are staying on longer. So it's suggesting that hiring is not as great as it was. We're going to have some things come out next week. I don't know what I did with them, but they're not here. So we're going to do some
we'll talk about it Monday.
Yeah. Some reports are coming out next week. Nothing major PCE thing is coming out. But it's just one of those things that stop worrying about what people are telling you to do. Dave Ramsey's telling you better buy in the next 5 years or you're not going to be able to. And he's not in California. So it's even worse in California.
Yeah. And exactly. It's just the truth, nothing but the truth. So help me God.
But I was wondering, it's like, how do we get this fixed? And I was like, I know who could help us fix this. You know who could help us fix this?
Who? Okay, that's freaking funny. That's hilarious. Oh my God.
Anyway, and that's the thing is, you guys,
You know what? It's okay to have a puppet. It's okay to have a figurehead as president if the administration is intelligent as well,
Right.
and make him look good.
Well, the problem
They
is
make him look like a worse idiot than he already is.
well, the problem is it's this our current administration in California and the current United States administration, they have an agenda.
Yep.
And it's not for the people. And I don't care who you are. If you don't see that, you need to really look. And I'm not saying, you're just look and relook at everything. Is your pocketbook better today than it was 4 years ago or 3 years ago? You need to look at this. Look at the interest rates are so high. Everybody I talked to, I was like, this administration needs to change because this is what they did. And everybody says yes. So I'm still trying to find the person who actually who voted for these people. I know they're out there. And I know people are going, we don't like what you talk politically on there, but see how it affected the housing market.
Mm-hmm.
See how it affected interest rates.
Look how it affected your grocery.
Everything. I mean,
everything. Yeah. Gas.
You can't rents. Everything's up. And it's not because we needed to stop something. And you can't keep blaming the last administration.
Right.
It's current administration doing it. I know there's some things from the last administration, but they got rid of all those.
Right. It hasn't improved anything. Build back better. Oh, okay. Well, let's just eat ice cream. Anyway, I think that pretty much wraps it up.
Yeah, I'm getting ready for my Mike Douglas show this afternoon. Okay. I'm on from 3 to 5. As you can tell, I'm a little political. Because I've had to read more crap today.
And the interest rate thing, the FICA, I'm just infuriated.
All right, yeah.
Yeah, it's happening May 1st. No. Look.
Sorry. That's my
King dumbass.
Yeah. Kingdom.
Yeah.
All right. The issue is just nobody's responsible for their own actions in this administration. That's the problem.
So everybody's
just a law and order, all that stuff. No, just because you did that, unless you did something really, that they politically want to come after you for. And that's if you look at New York, right, they're going after Trump for some stupid stuff, but they're letting all these murderers out and everything else. And that's okay. And that's a problem. And we'll have Sheriff Dirksey on May 10th. The week of the 10th, whatever that Saturday is.
Yeah.
About where we are locally with law and order. And we're in a better situation because of him.
Yep.
And the police chief. But we still need help. And, this is messed up, and we're here. We want to be able to live, work, and enjoy life and not be inundated by all this crap that's going on.
Yeah, exactly.
Anyway, I'm done.
I'm kind of done too.
Anyway, great day to go buy. Friday. Go buy a house today.
Perfect day to go buy. Absolutely perfect day to go buy. In fact, the best day to go buy right now, because May 1st, it's going to be a little less best.
Yeah, get locked before May 1st.
There you go.
Yeah, I got to check into that because I got some people I need to lock.
I'm going.
All right. Everybody make it a great day. Thanks for watching.